Hi Mark, this is Mark's Tech Vlogs on YouTube, and today I want to talk about the safety of the Popur S7. Now, I've been using an automatic litter box for about a year and a half now. I used the Neocasa M1 for just over a year, and then I switched it out to the new Popur one. And if, like me, you're relatively new to the world of automatic litter trays, the chances are you've probably seen a One Man 5 Cats video. If you haven't, I'll link his channel below because it's excellent and it contains everything you need to know about most automatic litter trays out there. His reviews are excellent and they go into a huge amount of detail. Now, one thing he did do with Popur's last machine, the X5, is raise a number of safety issues. And I believe a good part of this was to do with firmware. And when Popur first released this, you couldn't update the firmware over the air. You had to get a USB stick in order to update the firmware so it then could be updated over the air. Which seems like a massive overthought if you're developing something, but that's what Popur did. And it was their first litter box. Now, I also doubt that he'll be reviewing the new S7 because when he challenged Popur about the X5, they threatened to sue him. However, with the S7, Popur say it is 200% safe. So I wanted to test that theory out. And I also want to say at the start of this video that this isn't meant to be a trust me 100%. And I would encourage you to go off and test your own litter tray and check your own experience and see what you think about it. And if you disagree with what I'm saying, then do let me know below as well. I'm not attached to the opinions I'm going to share in this video, and I'm quite happy to be kind of corrected or for people to say, actually, I disagree, I think this is also an issue. I have absolutely no affiliation with Popur. I don't even have an affiliate link. I'm just trying to make some videos to help you guys out. And in all honesty, the safety of my cats is absolute paramount. And Neocasa lost that trust when they had some of the incidents with theirs. And yes, they updated their firmware and they updated the cog, but I do think they needed to be more transparent about those things. The point being that if I thought this was dangerous, my cats would not be using it. I do also have an Aqara camera above the litter tray so I can monitor it wherever I am in the world or even wherever I am in the house. That camera only costs £25 and it is excellent. I will link that in my review of it below. And finally, I know I said this video would come out a week after I did my unboxing video, but I've held off for a bit because Popur keep making updates. Initially, I wanted to wait for the app, which came out only just before Christmas, and then they kept updating the app and adding new firmware and all sorts. So it's had a good length of time to run now and to test, so I think I'm in the right position to be able to share some things. And actually, before I really get into the safety tests, I do think this is Popur's biggest mistake. In my opinion, they have released something they just wasn't quite ready. And yes, that's sort of what happens with Kickstarter projects all of the time. However, I purchased it through their website and it still wasn't quite ready. And when they've already done one of these machines before, you'd have thought they'd have been a bit ahead of this. And it wasn't just that the app wasn't ready when people started receiving the boxes, but the first version got rejected by Apple, which delayed things even more. Now, as a developer, I know that Apple are pretty picky when it comes to reviewing apps, but also you kind of want to be prepared with these things. Alongside that, at the time of recording, their website FAQs and support pages haven't fully been updated. It's almost like they spent all of their time on marketing and then realised they needed to sort everything out for the product release. So let's get into it and talk about using it and safety and all that kind of thing. So first things first, you really do need the app to get the most out of it. That's because it's a way to update the firmware, but also to tweak some of the settings I'm going to be talking about in this video. Now, there is a manual that comes with it, and it does tell you how to adjust some settings using the buttons on the device. For example, by default, it's in automatic mode. That means after a cat has used it, it will start a cleaning cycle after about 5 minutes. You can switch it into manual mode by holding a button on the device for a certain amount of time, and that's detailed in the manual. Secondly, now the app is out there, when you first set up this device, you should download the app and update firmware. To do that, once you've connected the device into the app, you go into the settings via the cog, you click firmware update and you check it is up to date. On screen now you can see the version is up to date at the time of recording. I'd also recommend going into the app and toggling on Sentinel mode. This will stop the tray cycling if it detects a cat during the cycle. It will then stop where it's up to, wait for a bit and then continue. Now, the reason Popur say the cycle can keep going when a cat's in it is back to this 200% safe thing. But personally, that's going to freak your cats out, so I would make sure Sentinel mode is on. I'd also recommend going back into the cog and clicking into the active shield settings. I'd switch this on and I would increase the sensitivity and range. I'd also make sure anti-interference is put on. All of this does help increase safety because it will stop operating if a cat or a human comes near it or in it during operation. So let's talk about the actual physical safety of the device. And Popur say it can operate even when a cat's in it and it's still safe. So let's talk about the 3 areas when it operates that could potentially cause issues. And whilst the Sentinel mode and the active shield do stop it operating when a cat comes near it if those settings are switched on, let's assume that those modes fail and it just keeps going. So firstly, we have what I like to call the accordion part. This is a part that lifts up and down during a clean. Now this is obviously there so a cat cannot get under the machine, and it's to kind of protect the edges. Now if you were to put a finger or paw in the kind of corsetina part as it's going up and down, it's not going to hurt when it comes down. The actual plastic part of the tray also doesn't sit fully on the ground, so there's not really enough space there where I think it could do any damage. Secondly, we have the bin part and its lid. Now the lid is motorised, but it can be lifted manually. That means if a cat was to get inside, it would be able to push its way out pretty easily. It also doesn't come down hard, so if a cat's head or paw was there when it came down, it isn't going to hurt. I can put my hand there when it closes without any issues at all. And then thirdly, there's the sifter and tray. And of course these do all sorts of things during the cleaning process. So the sifter lifts up to flip the poop into the waste container, and then it scoops the litter. There is space behind it, and if the litter's very low, then a cat could probably get into that if it really wanted to. However, that sifter does push out. That means if a cat was to sit behind it when it came back down, they'd just be able to push their way out of there. Because of that, it doesn't really come down with any particular force. Where there is force, however, is during levelling. Now, if you look on Reddit, there is a video showing the sifter getting very close to the front edge during a cycle. And a video on Facebook does show someone putting their fist in there. Now, mine doesn't actually get that close to the edge, so I think Popur have actually updated this with a firmware update. This is why it's so important to make sure the software is up to date. But what about the rest of the levelling process? And the levelling cycle on mine seems to take the sifter down to the top of the litter and then do 3 scoops to level. You can change how many scoops it does in the app. If the litter is full, there's probably still just enough space for a paw to get under. And when the sifter is pushing down to do the kind of scooping, there is quite a bit of force there. The sifter will still lift up from behind, however. And from knowing my cats, I think that were they to even go in there and poke around at that during the cycle, I think they'd be able to get a paw out. I can't see a way they could get their head in there and it to cause any damage. In fact, the only place on the sifter I can really stick my hand and it hurts during the process if the sensors are off is the side of the sifter where the edge is. So that kind of bottom right or left area. And there is probably enough room there for a paw, or in my case a hand. And keeping my hand there isn't particularly pleasant. However, this is really the only part of the machine I can actually injure myself with. And to do that, I've got to pretty stubbornly want to injure myself. And at any point during that, I could get my hand out of the way. And I think if I was a cat, I'd be able to get my paw out of the way. And I think most cats would just get themselves out of the way at that point. And during that point, I can still push the sifter from behind and it does lift up. And I also think the cat would have to be in the tray to be able to do that. So we're assuming the sensors have failed at that point. However, as I said at the beginning of this video, I have no affiliation with Popur and I want to be completely honest. And so if there is a super edge case that might pose a risk, this is probably it. But I also don't think it is really. And I don't think this machine could realistically harm a cat during its normal operating cycle, even if a cat was to be in it. And if I thought there was any chance that this machine could harm my cats, I would not be using it. I'm also the sort of consumer that if I thought this machine could harm my cats, I would be hounding Popur. I have, however, for the last couple of months been using it in automatic mode. And whilst I do recommend putting it in manual mode to start with while your cats get used to it, that automatic mode does work pretty well. Of course, as I've said a few times, the most important thing to do when you first get it and set it up is to download the app and make sure the firmware is up to date. I'd also make sure that Sentinel mode is on and make sure your sensitivities are turned up so it stops operating if a cat approaches it during operation. I do also recommend having smart cameras nearby. As I said, I use the Aqara G100, which is fantastic, and I get notifications through my phone and watch when a cat is there. If you've been on this channel for a while, you'll also know that I've been using the SciPet Litter Lens. This is a camera that uses AI to analyse which cat is using our tray, track their patterns, track their poops, and send you notifications of any health issues. I'll link the review for that below if you're interested in that, but I am also going to be doing a kind of updated 6 months of using that review. I think it's a really neat piece of kit, and whilst there is a subscription attached to it, it is really good for your cat's health. Like I said, I am going to be doing a full review of the Popur S7 in due course, but initially I'm pretty impressed with it. It seems to work well, and my main criticism is that it is a little bit noisy, and that corsetina is a bit creaky. Subscribe if you want to see that review when it comes out. If you've got any questions, stick them below and I'll answer those for you. If you've got any safety concerns, let me know as well. I'm quite happy to test things out and check things out if you spotted things and you want something testing. And if I can help you guys out, whether you've purchased one or if you've got one, I will try my best. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you guys again soon.